So if you wanted to know if Donald Trump's name appears in the document dump in the Epstein case that just occurred where a lot of documents were unsealed, the answer is yes. Let me just show you one portion here from a deposition of one of Epstein's victims, referencing showing up at one of Donald Trump's properties. Here it is, page 78. It talks about did you see her in the plane or on the trip to New York engaged in any kind of affectionate or sexual contact with Jeffrey? No. With Ghislaine? No. How did it come to be that you were in the casino in Atlantic City? Answer. As we were flying, Jeffrey said, why don't you go sit in the cockpit to check out the landing? So we were sitting there and the pilots told me to go back and tell him that we can't land in New York and that we were going to have to land in Atlantic City. Jeffrey said, great, we'll call up Trump and we'll go to, I don't recall the name of the casino, but we'll go to the casino. So there's Trump being referenced in one of the depositions of an Epstein victim right there. Also, Donald Trump's name previously appeared not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, not 5 times, not 6 times, but 7 times on the Epstein private jet flight logs. Here you can see right here, Jeffrey Donald Trump, Jeffrey Donald Trump, Jeffrey, and a few other people, and Donald Trump. And he appears 7 times, sometimes alone with Jeffrey Epstein, and then sometimes he appears with other people as well. Here's the article from the Messenger that was just released. Donald Trump named in newly released Jeffrey Epstein list. It says that Donald Trump partied with Jeffrey Epstein in Palm Beach until the pair had a falling out, Trump said in 2019. The article says Donald Trump, who had a friendship with Epstein in the 90s and early 2000s, was among the people named in the highly anticipated court documents unsealed in the civil case. The document that names Trump was unsealed is in a since settled civil lawsuit brought by Epstein accuser Virginia Giuffre against Ghislaine Maxwell. And it talks about how one of the victims recalled Epstein taking her and Giuffre and Ghislaine Maxwell to one of Trump's casinos in Atlantic City years earlier when Giuffre was a minor. Jeffrey said, great, we'll call up Trump. We'll go to, I don't recall the name of the casino, but we will go to the name of the casino. In 2002, Donald Trump told New York Magazine that he thought Epstein was, quote, a terrific guy and noted his penchant for pursuing women on the younger side. Quote, I've known Jeff for 15 years, terrific guy, Mr. Trump told the New York Magazine. Quote, he's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. That's a statement right there from Donald Trump to the New York Magazine. Donald Trump's own words. Reminder as well, during the Ghislaine Maxwell criminal trial, a witness testified that Jeffrey Epstein drove her to Mar-a-Lago to meet Donald Trump when she was just 14 years old. That from December of 2021. A witness going under the pseudonym Jane Doe testified at the Ghislaine Maxwell trial that Epstein drove her to Mar-a-Lago to meet Donald Trump when she was just 14 years old. So a massive amount of documentation right here. Let me show you this from a fairly recent press conference during that Ghislaine Maxwell trial that I referenced. When Donald Trump was asked about it, here's how he responded.
Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison, and a lot of people want to know if she's going to turn in powerful people. And I know you've talked in the past about Prince Andrew, and you've criticized Bill Clinton's behavior. I'm wondering, do you feel that she's going to turn in powerful men? How do you see that working out?
I don't know. I haven't really been following it too much. I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well, whatever it is. I don't know the situation with Prince Andrew. Just don't know. Not aware of it.
Mr. President.
Many years ago, Donald Trump went on Howard Stern. He was asked about Lindsay Lohan when she turned 18 years old. And this is what Donald Trump said about the then 18-year-old Lindsay Lohan actress. Here, play this clip.
What do you think of Lindsay Lohan, Howard?
I think she's hot.
There's something there, right?
Yes.
But you have to like freckles. I've seen a close-up of her chest.
Yes.
And a lot of freckles. Are you into freckles?
father's a wreck, like the way he is.
Right.
You imagine the sex with this troubled...
Yeah, you're probably right. She's probably deeply troubled and therefore great in bed.
Back in the day...
How come the deeply troubled women,
Yes.
deeply, deeply troubled,
Right.
they're always the best in bed? If for some reason what I said is true, I mean, they're just unbelievable. I can tell from the... You don't want to be with them for the long term, but for the short term, there's nothing.
Recently, Donald Trump went on Tucker, and here's what he said about Epstein. Play the clip.
Clearly lies. Do you think Epstein killed himself sincerely?
I don't know. I will say that, he was a fixture in Palm Beach.
Yeah.
I don't know what Barr said about it either. I have no idea what he said. What did he say? He killed himself, probably?
He said he killed himself and that they were going to do this investigation. They never did the investigation. It's never been public.
Well,
and they hid it. And why are they doing that? And clearly Barr knew. But why would Bill Barr be covering up the death of Jeffrey Epstein?
Bill Barr didn't do an investigation on the election fraud either, okay? He said he did, and he pretended he did, but he didn't. McSwain, the U.S. attorney in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, said Barr just wouldn't let him do it. It was crazy. Barr became so petrified, so frightened of being impeached. They were going to impeach him. I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah.
It's not a big moment in history. But they said, we're going to impeach. They play a much rougher game, the left, the lunatics. And they were going to impeach Bill Barr, and he was petrified. Now, how do you not get impeached? Don't do any of this stuff. But he didn't do the job there. I don't know what he did with Epstein, but possibly he didn't.
Do you think it's possible that Epstein was killed?
Oh, sure, it's possible. I mean, I don't really believe. I think he probably committed suicide. He had a life with, beautiful homes and beautiful everything, and he all of a sudden he's incarcerated and not doing very well. I would say that he did, but there are those people. There are many people. I think you're one of them, right? But a lot of people think that he was killed. He knew a lot on a lot of people.
He was killed.
You think so?
I think the closer you look, I'm not a conspiracy person at all. I believe everything I hear. But yeah, the closer you look into it, I mean, the Attorney General of the United States, your Attorney General, clearly lied about the Epstein death.
Yeah,
he was. Why?
He was certainly it wasn't well done. They had no cameras. They had no anything. Everybody was sleeping, and a case could be made. Look,
here is footage that shows Donald Trump squeezing and kissing a woman while talking about offering a job to a beautiful teenager. Here, play this clip.
I have a question. My question is, how many jets do you have and how would I advise you flight attendants?
I think she's hired. You're hired. I have a case. It's very interesting. A beautiful girl who was 17 or 18 applied to be a waitress. She's so beautiful. She's like a world-class beauty, like the young lady who just asked a question about the actress. She's so beautiful. And my people came, she said, look, Mr. Trump, she has no experience. So I interviewed her anyway, because she was so beautiful. And I said, let me ask you, do you have any experience? She goes, no, sir. I said, when can you start? You can work at my place anytime. Hey. See, now, she worked at my place. That's like a death wish, right? It's like an alcoholic. I have many friends here, wonderful people. They're alcoholics. You put scotch in front of them. It's like, this would be my form of alcoholism. Okay, yes, ma'am.
Also worth mentioning this story by The Guardian, Teen Models, Powerful Men, Private Dinners, when Trump hosted. This is a story about how Donald Trump in the 1990s was hosting this party, this event on a yacht for these young teenage models. And here's how the event was described. On September 1st, 1991, a large private yacht cruised towards the Statue of Liberty. It was a clear, breezy evening, and from the upper deck of the Spirit of New York, a golden sunset could be seen glinting off the Manhattan skyline. Downstairs, a party was in flow. Scores of teenage girls in evening dresses and miniskirts, some as young as 14, danced under disco lights. It could have been high school prom, were it not for the crowd of older men surrounding them. As the evening wore on, some of the men, many old enough to be the girls' fathers or even grandfathers, joined them on the dance floor, pressing themselves against the girls. One balding man in a suit wrapped his arms around two young models, leering into a film camera that was documenting the evening. "Can you please get some beautiful women around me, please?" The party aboard the Spirit of New York was one of several events that Trump, then 45, attended with a group of 58 aspiring young models. They had traveled from around the world to compete in Elite's Look of the Year competition in an annual event that had been running since 1983. And here's Donald Trump talking about Paris Hilton when she was only 12 years old. Play this clip.
Really beautiful is Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton. And I've known Paris Hilton from the time she's 12.
She's hot.
Her parents are friends of mine. And, you know, the first time I saw her, she walked into the room and said, "Who the hell is that?"
Did you want to bang her?
She is well, at 12, I wasn't interested. I've never been into that.
Right.
They've sort of always stuck around that 25 category.
But even at 12, you were kind of
No,
like,
but
wow,
I
she's hot.
saw at 12 she was beautiful. But honestly, you know, Paris gets knocked and this and that. But she's very beautiful. Her
Is she
skin
dumb?
is flawless. She's dumb like a fox.
Have you seen the video, the sex video?
I have seen it.
You did. What'd you do? You went on the
No,
internet?
it was just.
How did you see that? What did you do?
Melania showed it to me.
She did?
She showed it to me.
What did you think of that?
I think it's probably unfortunate, and perhaps it made. What is that noise?
That's the tape.
Folks, it's very sad to even have to report on this, just how much this individual just disgraces our country. It's sad. Anyway, I'm Ben Meiselas. This is the MeidasTouch Network.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.